John Hattie's work shows us the influence of student achievement and high impact teaching practices. What he did is he conducted a meta analysis in 2009 and he's updated his findings. In fact, he recently wrote a book in 2023 on his updated findings. And what he found is that there are certain things that have a higher impact on student performance than others. And as you can see right here, anything that has a zero point 0.4 effect or higher has a major impact on student performance. And so you can see that feedback and clarity are huge. So, how do we give students feedback and be clear on our expectations without adding more to our plate? Well, I want to share with you a couple different tips for doing exactly that. First of all, provide different types of feedback, right? Differentiate your feedback. So many times when we're putting together feedback for our students, it looks like something like this. We go into a document, we add a comment, and we type our comments, and basically it takes a long time. And this is an effective way of providing feedback, but it can be very time consuming. So are there any things or any tools that I could use to help still provide the feedback and provide high quality feedback, but also help save myself some time? Yes, there is. So first of all, I want to introduce you to this tool right here. This is called Canned Replies. It's a Chrome extension that you can use. And you simply install it, and then when you click this plus sign, you can add a new canned reply. So you basically give a title to your reply. So maybe I'm going to say essay feedback. And then I can give information for students to get particular feedback. So for example, I might say, don't forget about capitalization. And what I can also do, which I love about this, is that I could even put a video clip or a link to a website so that students can get the help and support that they need to make adjustments. So I'm going to go ahead and hit add. And now I'm going to go to this Harriet Tubman essay. And as you can see right here, I've given feedback before, but well, not like this. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this comment here. I'm going to go up to my canned response, and here it is. Don't forget about capitalization. I'm going to go in this paragraph and give that feedback, and watch what happens to this link. As soon as I hit comment, it turns it into an active link. So this could be really helpful for students, especially if they're struggling and you know that they're going to struggle with things like the main idea, their thesis statement, their conclusion, and that can really save you some time. Another thing you could do is you could provide video feedback. So many learning management systems have this already built in. If yours does not, think about tools like Screencastify, ScreenPals, QuickTime, even going and using a tool like Loom. What I like about Screencastify is that it has annotation tools that allow you to mark up the screen, and then you can save it to your Google Drive and share the link with your students. Another option is providing audio feedback, which can be very helpful to your students. So, providing audio feedback, there are many tools that have this capability already built into it. But let's say that you don't have that feature. Well, you could use a tool like Mote, M-O-T-E, which is a Chrome extension that you could use. It is paid, so keep that in mind, or a free tool like Vocaroo. So Vocaroo is one of the simplest tools you'll ever see. You just simply hit record, give your feedback to your students right here, and then when you're finished, hit stop, and then it will save it. So you hit save and share. Here it is, and it saves it for a period of time. So I believe it's between 30 and 90 days. So I believe it's that much, but you can actually give this to students, go into your essay, and guess what? You can then add that link to Vocaroo so that they can get that audio feedback. Now, there's other things we can do as well. And so rubrics are another type of feedback tool that we can use to help us and help students grow and understand expectations. There's some great tools out there. There's one called ThemeSpark. And what ThemeSpark does is it allows you to look at academic standards and develop rubrics based upon academic and even digital literacy standards. So let's take a look at this math assignment. It's a critical thinking exercise. And as you can see, what they're trying to do is measure this academic standard and also this 21st century skill. You can then download this as a PDF, and voila, there you go. It will actually help you with communicating to students. But what if you wanted to create your own, right? Well, rubrics can take time and a lot of effort. Tools like Gemini, Copilot, even Magic School provide you with free rubric tools. So I'm going to share with you an assignment, and this assignment is called Who Made a Difference? And it's a historical essay. Now, what I can do is I can go into a tool like Gemini, and I can say, hey, create a rubric for this assignment. All right, I'm going to be very general. Now, you might not necessarily get what you want from the get-go, so keep that in mind. You might have to ask for some or make some revisions, make some feedback, but I like this. Look at this: content, organization, even research and evidence, writing style, and I can make adjustments. I can also see that there are different drafts. So if I like a certain draft versus another, I can use that as well. And let's say, for instance, I'm pretty comfortable with what it came up with, but I want to make some changes of my own. No problem. You can actually export this into Google Sheets, or you can go right down here and you can export it to Google Docs. It will load, and so down here in the bottom left-hand corner, it's going to say, hey, open up Docs. And check this out. It's pretty formatted pretty well. If you don't want the formatting and you don't mind the formatting, put it in a Google Sheet. The Google Doc keeps its formatting, as you can see right here, and then I can make changes. So I can say, nah, I don't want that, I want something else. So that could be really helpful as well. So you got rubrics, you got differentiating your feedback, but I want to share with you another tool that you could possibly use, and it is called Brisk. So we talked about this idea of having this essay that we're writing called Who Made a Difference? And so what I did is I actually put together a rubric ahead of time, and I'm going to download this rubric, and because you're going to see how exactly this is going to work. So I'm going to delete these comments here just so that there's no comments. And this is the essay that I want to grade. Now in Google Docs, and this is only in Google Docs, you can use this tool called Brisk. Now Brisk is completely free. And when you, the one thing that you're going to need to make sure that you have is edit access from your students. So make sure that they give you edit access to be able to do some of these things, because if you don't have edit access, it'll be view only, and then you won't be able to add the feedback that you're about to see. So what happens is it turns on this button right here, and there's a couple different tools here that I want to share with you. The first of all is inspecting the writing. Now, this does have a built-in detector of whether AI was used or not. And so it'll say, yep, it is very, very likely. But AI detectors aren't 100% accurate, and many of them just catch bad cheating, right? So as students get more savvy, they're going to be able to work around this. However, what's really neat about Brisk is it takes it to a different level. It actually creates a video of how this document was created. So we can see at 4:13, it looked like this with one big giant paste, which is a red flag for plagiarism. And then as you can see right here, about a minute later, this is what the document looks like. And then, well, a couple minutes later, it looks just like this. And then a couple hours later, well, it looks like this now, right? So we can see that there's been 12 pastes. It took 10 minutes to make this document. Might open up a really good conversation with your students. Another thing that you could do, let me just go ahead and get out of this, is I'm going to hit the Brisk button, is the feedback, right? So you can give feedback right here. And on the free version, you can give a glow and grow. You can give next steps, and even this rubric criteria. So I'm going to click on this. And what I did is I uploaded my historical essay, and I'm going to say that this is a 10th grade essay, and I'm going to Brisk it. Now what it's going to do is it's going to give me some different feedback here that I can give my students. And this can help you look for specific things in this essay that maybe you missed, right? So this right here gives all of these different examples. Let's say, for instance, you set a strong foundation for the rest of the essay. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to add something of my own. So I can go ahead and I can hit insert and check this out. It'll actually put in the feedback from the rubric right here so that then you can use that to make a grade. So just sort of going back and talking about what exactly we talked about, we said, clarity is so important. Clarity and feedback have a huge impact on student performance, and there are different ways that we can provide feedback. And it doesn't have to take a whole lot of time on our part. We can use written, audio, or video feedback, rubrics, and we could even use a tool like Brisk to go from the essay, using AI to generate a rubric, and helping provide feedback.